All right. So I wanted to make a quick video of how to use ChatGPT to problem solve. This isn't relevant. This isn't specific just for this problem, but just as a whole of like how to actually problem solve with ChatGPT. So let's get right into it. So the first thing is to state the problem. So in this problem, the the task is to write daily broadcast emails that will be sent out maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and it will just have some content, and then it will have a direct call to action to subscribe to our software, right? So that's the task that we want, and we know the desired outcome, which is we need to have a constant stream of new emails that go out every week. So the thing that we wanted to do is we needed to find a way to get new news or new like something new that we could have in our emails, and um, some way like the problem was that we weren't sure how to find it, right? So basically what I did is I just put the issue that I had into ChatGPT, and basically what you can do is you can just use this little dictate thing down here to just verbalize your problem and the thing that you need help with, and then just use instant, right? So basically I just pasted it in, and then I said, how do I get recent AI discovery that I can use as leads in my newsletter broadcast? So I clearly gave it enough context, and then I told it like what I needed help with, and then it responded with all of the um, ideas down here. So before I get into the responses, I just wanted to go over kind of like the mindset of like how we should use AI. So basically with AI, like the way the the way with problem solving is that maybe we have a problem and we're not sure like how we solve this problem, and the way that traditionally we did it is that we either like read it in a book, or we search on Google, or we ask a friend, right? But now with AI, what you can do is you can just give it context plus the problem that you want to solve, and then it will give you a bunch of stuff, and based off of the different stuff that it gives you, you can just like pick the ones that are not only the highest impact, but the ones that take the least amount of time to test, and based off of previous experience, what will have the highest chance of succeeding with solving the problem. And one of the things that I did with the prompt is that in the personal prompt personalization, I told it to just list out the 20% actions that will drive 80% of the results, because like in most things, like there's only a small subset of actions that if you take those, it'll drive all the results, right? So we only want the highest leverage things that will drive the most results. So basically with this case, it listed out a bunch of AI newsletters that we can check. It also listed a bunch of AI news websites. It has a bunch of news harvestings, right? So it just lists out a bunch of things that we can test, and basically, like there are probably some things that are not that won't work. So it's just like a matter of testing, and it's hard to say like what will work, because like especially with like marketing and stuff being online, it's like hard to say if you do this it'll work. So the next best thing is just to test a bunch of stuff, find the one that works, and then just iterate on it. So yeah, like this, it gave a bunch of ideas, and then also I told it to do to generate a deep research prompt that will also be given on every response. So this is pretty useful, but in most cases, if you just go through like the ones over here, then it should be able to solve a problem. Um, Also, one thing that we can do is that if you use instant and you want a more in-depth response, what you can do is you can just like click on try again, and then switch to the pro model, and this will run the response again, but it will just give like this PhD level response. So this is good, but in most cases, you can probably solve the problem with just using the instant model. Okay, so yeah. So just to wrap this up, like any question or any issues that we have, we should just give it to AI. So just give it the context, clearly define what you're trying to solve for, and what you've tested, and like all the context that you have. So the best way to do it is just to use audio, because you can just like speak to it, and it will just like transcribe the entire thing, and as much context as you give it, it will just give back a equally better response. So give it as much context as you can. Use dictate, and then you have a list of things that you can go through. pick the ones that you think have the highest chance of succeeding with solving the problem, test it out, and then if you need a second pair of opinion, then just ask. But in most cases, pretty much all problems that we have already been solved before by someone in the world, right? So like it's just a matter of like not just coming up with ideas and testing it and then figuring out if that will work. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention before stopping this video is that like with a lot of like problem solving, it's like solving the problem is actually quite easy. Like the hard part is just defining what you're trying to solve for and like what is the expected outcome. So like spend time just thinking through like what is the problem that you're having, what is the expected outcome that you want to solve for, and then if you have it all in the prompt, then it should be able to solve it very fast and easily. Because like most of the problem comes with not being super clear of what you're trying to solve for and not being super clear of what the expected outcome is. So if you can clearly define those two things, then the problem can be solved really fast. So yeah, just want to make this quick video because I think this will help out with like everything else that isn't just with this problem.